And I'm gonna have to page through because I'm looking for dancers.
All right, I'm going to stand up for this. And so I invite everybody else to stand up because you can't dance sitting down. So you ready?
Awesome.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Well, give me all you got and don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Come on.
All right. So can't nothing bring you down, huh? Not even a rude parent? Nothing can bring you down? So that's what the song says, but I don't know if that's going to actually be true or not. So this session is called Can We Talk? All right. And the operative word in that sentence is we. So if I do all the talking, we will not accomplish what we're supposed to do in our 2 hours together this afternoon. So I was here this morning. When I grow up, I want to be like Drew. I want to be like the keynote speaker. So I'm working on that. But anyway, what we want you to do is I'm going to send you guys into breakout rooms. You dread it. You hate it. But if we were in a physical space together and I told you to turn and talk to the person next to you, you would be able to do it. And that's what we're going to do in the breakout rooms. So I'm going to ask Marlo, because she's much better at this than me, to randomly assign just 2 people. Now, the first time we're going to do it just for practice, okay? It's going to be 1 minute. 1 minute, okay? You're going to get sent out to a breakout room. You're going to see another random face pop up, and you're going to say to them, "Hi, how was your lunch?" That's it, okay? And they're going to tell you how their lunch was. Mine was good. It was heavy. This is why we're dancing, because I don't want to fall asleep on you guys. But okay, so 1 minute just to see that it works. Everybody goes out and everybody comes back in. Then we're going to do the real work. And that work is going to be, you're going to have to answer some questions and actually talk to complete strangers for the first time. All right, Marlo, you ready?
All right, so I'm doing breakout rooms with 2 people in each room.
2 people in each room.
For 1 minute.
For 1 minute. Send us all
So
out.
basically, I'm going to open the rooms and you're going to get a message and it's going to say room will close in 59 seconds. So just know, just wait, and it will automatically bring you back to me. If you don't get to a breakout room, you'll just stay in the main room, because some people are on phones and they aren't able to join. So we're just going to trust and be okay with mistakes, because that's how this kind of stuff works. So give me a minute to do that. And I've got to find out breakout rooms. I've got a lot going on.
If your mic doesn't work, guys, just wave, do something, acknowledge that you see the other person. Okay. Yeah,
because some people are saying they don't have audio. Some people are saying they can't see you. So there's some technical issues out there. Just know we're going to give each other space and grace with technology. I'm going to create, oh my gosh, we have 68 people. The quick math is
right.
So I have to do 34 breakout rooms.
34.
Second. Actually, that would be, hopefully you and I don't go to them, so we'll do 33.
That's okay. I don't mind meeting new people.
Okay, here we go. 1 minute. And I might give them a little more than 1 minute, because it takes a few seconds to join. So
sounds good.
And we still have people coming in. See, the hard part is like some people are in the room by themselves. Next time we'll have to do 3 people.
Okay.
All right, I might move some people if they're by themselves. All right. All right, I just want to make sure everyone's got someone to talk to. Oh boy. So Palmer, we had quite a few people that didn't make it to a breakout room, so just know that.
Hey, Tara.
Hey, Pastor.
How you doing?
I'm well. I don't know what happened in my breakout room. The
I think
person's
we're gonna send more the next time, just in case somebody
Okay.
can't talk or it gets muted or something.
okay.
All right, I think everyone's back.
Everyone's back.
Everyone's
Okay,
back.
awesome. Ooh, and we gained a person. We gained 3 people. We're up to
Yes.
69 now. Okay, so let's do 3 to a room this time. And
Okay.
we're gonna give, let's
We have a
give,
lot of technical issues today. Like a lot of people don't have audio, a lot of people don't have video. So just know
that's okay.
there's a lot of challenges. So we see Miss Sadia, Peg, I'm sorry.
Right.
Somebody can't unmute, so you'll have to check the chat boxes when you go to the breakout rooms.
Okay.
So you want 3 people in each room this
3
time?
people in each room.
All right, so 69 minus the 2 of us is 67. I gotta do some math fast. That's 23 rooms.
23.
Okay. Recreate. I'm not sure if this is working. Maybe. I'm not sure if this is working.
Wait. I didn't give them the assignment yet.
Oh, stop. Okay. All right. I thought you told me to create it. Okay,
I'm sorry.
that's okay. Give them a minute to come back.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, we're bringing everybody back because she sent you out before I could give you guys the
Hello?
assignment of what you're supposed to be talking about.
Hello.
Okay. All right. Can everybody hear me? We're all back now. Every time we go out and come back, we gain 1. So I'm just going to keep doing this all day so I can have the most in my class. No. Okay. Here's your question. You're going to get 3 minutes let's give them 4 minutes in the breakout room. Talk to the person or people that show up in your room that can talk or have audio or whatever. This is what you're going to share with them. If I were given $500 that I have to spend by the end of the day tomorrow, what would I spend it on and why? Got it? If you were given $500 to spend by the end of the day tomorrow, what would you spend it on and why? All right, and then we'll meet back here in 4 minutes.
So if anyone stays in this main room with us, it's because they can't join.
Okay. So we can just talk to those guys. I'm wondering if some people are on 2 devices and that one device might have gone one place and one the other.
Oh,
Okay, those that stayed in this room, nope, they're going now. Here we go. Dana, can you hear me? Deb, can you hear me?
A lot of people don't have
They don't have
video
speakers.
or audio today. And then somebody, two people, if somebody's in a room by herself, I'm gonna move her to 18. I'm just checking the rooms to make sure nobody's in a room by themselves.
Awesome. Who's still in the main room that can hear me?
Okay.
Paulette?
Sorry, I'm working hard here trying to make sure everyone's with someone. So. So anyone that's in this room right now, are you able to either put in the chat box what you would do if you had $500 to spend? How would you spend it? Or can you unmute yourself and share your ideas?
I would give to the community and give to all the churches and help all the schools.
Thank you for sharing. So you're not going to go out and spend it on yourself.
Now, maybe a little bit on myself. Let me be transparent. Yes, I would. I would spend a little bit on myself.
Okay. So let's see, there's Tara and Dana and Katie and Brenda and Mindy and Heather, Mercedes, Patrice and Cindy. You're all in here with us. So either open your chat box. The question is if you were given $500 to spend by tomorrow, how would you spend it? Somebody said I would go on vacation. Somebody else said they would give it to schools and churches. And how long did you want me to keep this open? Hi, Olivia. You just joined us. We're talking about if we had $500 to spend by tomorrow, how would you spend it? You can either unmute yourself, put it in the chat box, or you might be joining a breakout room. And Carson, how much time did you want for me to leave those breakout rooms open? Somebody just said I would buy a gift card for my staff, books for children, go on vacation. You're on mute, Palmer.
We can bring them back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. That's Marla. Oh, it's Victoria.
Okay, mute your.
Okay.
Carson, you'll need to unmute yourself. I muted everyone so that we could mute everyone, so you need to unmute.
Okay, can everybody hear me now?
Okay, I do need to make an
Okay.
announcement. We had so many people get bumped out and come back in. I need to take attendance one more time, or there's no way I'm going to be able to manage this.
Okay.
So if you're able to use the chat box, write your name in it. If you can't talk or chat, please email whoever you registered with for this conference and let them know you attended the session. I will do my absolute best to make sure you get credit for this. But there's just a lot going on right now, and I'm having a hard time figuring out who's here and who left and who came back. So I'm going to let Palmer.
Okay. All right. Let me launch my share screen. All right. Is it showing up?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. I need to go back one slide. Okay, everyone. We're going to get started with some of the PowerPoint, and I'm going to go back and forth from sharing my screen so that we can talk and I can see your faces again. I'm going to get rid of this toolbox so I can see what's on there. Okay, so in our profession, there's 3 primary communication relationships that we are working on every day for the most part. The first one is teacher to child. You've got to be able to talk to kids. In that top left-hand corner of the photos up there, that is a teacher-child communication relationship. Okay. The next one that I don't know why there we go, is teacher to teacher, the top right-hand corner. You've got to be able to talk to your coworkers. You've got to be able to share with them ideas and be able to meet with them and talk with them as you guys collaborate together to do the work that we do every day. Oh my God. See, this is why I don't like technology. I just hit a button and it went too far.
What can I help you with?
Can you advance these slides or no?
I cannot.
Can't
So
do
maybe
it.
stop sharing and just try and launch it one more time. That's what I always do when I talk. We stop and start over.
Okay,
So stop sharing screen
stop share.
and then try
Back
one more time.
here. The beginning. Okay, are you seeing it?
Yes. Now hit from current slide. There you go.
All right, teacher to teacher. I'm using the down arrow. And then finally, teacher to parent. And this is the one that we want to focus on this workshop. helping you guys learn how to build those communication relationships and learn how to actually talk to your parents. So if you are taking notes or if you're a visual kind of person, I always think about this as a triangle. And so if you draw a triangle in your notes, and then at each one of those points, at one point, put the child, at another point, put teacher, and at the third point, put parent. And then that's how, and put yourself in the middle of that triangle. So in any given day, you should have 3 types of communication relationships going on. You should be talking with children, you should be talking with other teachers, and you should be talking with parents. You have to learn how to manage all of those. And it takes a different skill set depending on who it is you're talking to, right? You're not going to talk to a kid the same way that you talk to a parent. You don't talk to your coworkers and your peers perhaps the same way that you get an opportunity to talk with parents. So today we want to focus on that third relationship, which is teacher to parent. Let me ask Marla if she can, if you could launch that first poll for us.
Absolutely.
And I'd like for you guys just to weigh in, those that can, and don't worry about it if you can't answer the poll. But if you are technologically savvy and you're able to click on one of these answers. Number 1, I'm a great communicator. Number 2, I'm a good communicator. Number 3, I'm a so-so communicator. Or number 4, I need help now kind of communicator. We'll give that a few minutes, give a few more people to weigh in, see where we come out.
All right, looks like we have 70% of the people have participated. So I'm going to count to 5 and then I'll end it because not everyone has technology that works. 5,
Awesome.
4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm ending the poll and sharing the results. Shall I do that?
Yes, please. All right, so about 40% of us say that we're good communicators, which means, we're really usually hardest on ourselves. So some of those that said call themselves good are probably actually great communicators. And then there's some that said that they're so-so and they're probably good. And there's some that say that they need help now. In other words, they have trouble communicating either with, maybe they're like, I'm good with kids, but I can't talk to parents. I'm good with kids, but I'm not very good at talking with my coworkers. So, but today's class, again, is going to focus on the parent to teacher communication. Okay, let's answer these questions. Who, what, when, where, and why? Any good story, if you can answer those questions and they say that you have fulfilled the work that was required. So when I ask you the question, who do you see in a given day? Most of us see kids, most of us see other teachers, and most of us see parents. But when do you see those parents? You see them generally at drop-off and you see them at pickup. What do you see them doing? Dropping off their kids or picking up their kids. Why do you see them? Because they're there to drop off their kids or to pick up their kids. The point that I'm trying to make is you have 2 key points within the day that you're able to communicate with parents. And those 2 points you should be focusing on working on those so that they're good communication points. You don't want a parent to have been gone 8 to 10 hours and the 2 times that they get to interact with you or get to see you during that day end up being things that don't make their day go well. Would you agree with that statement or disagree with that?
So if I can just make an announcement, when you use the chat box, Please make sure you're using the Zoom chat box, not the Whova chat box. So I do know that if you put your name in that, I won't see it for attendance. And for right now, you're saying agree in the Zoom chat box. And if you're not sure, just put your thumb up. I'll know that you agree or not.
Right, right. All right, yes. Let's move on. All right. How many people would say that they know a great communicator? If you didn't call yourself a great communicator, how many of you feel like you at least know one great communicator? And what I want to do here, since we're having so much trouble with going into our breakout groups, is just to ask a couple of people to raise their hand, and if they would unmute themselves and share with us, if you know a great communicator, what makes them great? What makes you say that they're a great communicator? Tell me something that you've observed or you've seen them do.
I have one.
Okay.
One of the good things about her is that as far as early childhood education, she's very, very knowledgeable.
Okay.
And she can answer questions really quickly, and she gives very, very good advice.
Okay. She's very knowledgeable and she gives great advice. Great. Okay, Terry, I see your hand. Unmute yourself and share. Oh, she doesn't have mic or audio. If you type it in the chat, maybe somebody could read it out. Is it Darrell?
It's Dario.
Darielle, could you share?
I think the thing about my director, Dana, she's actually in the call as well, but the thing that makes her a great communicator is that she listens. You know, whether it be a parent or a student or staff person, she's going to listen before she starts to advise or, you know, give any type of opinion or saying that she may have.
Okay, awesome. I'm gonna stop share for a minute so I can see more of your faces because I can only see 5 at a time and it's hard. Okay, I see Miss Paulette's hand. Could you unmute yourself and share what you think makes a great communicator?
Person that's able to listen and, you know, not judgmental when they listen to you and give you good feedback.
Okay, not judgmental and gives good feedback. All right. Anyone else want to share? I'm still on page 1 and there's 3 pages of this. More ideas of who, if you know a great communicator and what makes them a great communicator. Okay, I see Miss Rachel's hand. If you can unmute and share.
Hi. The person that I think is the best communicator is our director, Miss Eartha. She's able to communicate with anybody, whether it be us, parents, or the children. And she's able to doing it in a nice manner and not feeling like, how do you say it? How some directors will like attack you.
Okay.
She's a very gentle person. And she's the best person.
All right, others. Wally, can you see the second 2 pages? Because I can only see page 1, so. AJ, are you putting your hand up? Yes, you can unmute and share.
I was, but I was hoping that you didn't see me. Okay.
You were hoping I did.
Yeah, I believe that my principal is a good communicator, Kimmy. I believe that she's a good communicator just because I feel like that her choice of words that she chooses to use when she communicates, whether it be to a parent, a student, or staff, I feel like that she's uses a lot of discretion. And I feel like the saying is not what you say, but how you say it proves to be true. Also, I feel like she listens a lot more sometimes than she speaks. So she likes to listen to all the details before she replies to something or addresses something. So I think that makes a good communicator.
Awesome. Okay, Miss Kathy, I see your hand up.
Yes, I would like to, uh-oh. I would like to say Miss Tier Thornton is a great boss and a great communicator. She gives you the best advice. She tells you when you're doing something wrong or right. And that's what I love about her. She's just really wonderful at her job. And she, she's just wonderful. The advice
right.
that she gives you, boy, when I do something wrong, she's on me. And she tells me to get it right, do the job, do it right. So
Okay.
she's a wonderful communicator. Great advice.
All right, thank you. Okay, so are there others that have their hands up? Because I can only see the first 30. Okay, let me go back to share screen.
Palmer, I just want to let you know, I'm going to put in the chat box the phone number and the passcode to call in for people who are having trouble hearing. Just give me a second, I'm working on it.
Okay, great, great. So those that are having trouble with audio, she's going to come up with another way for you to reach us. I don't know, I have to relaunch. Do I have to? Let me end and relaunch from current show. No. All right. So here's some of the ideas that I wanted to share with you on what makes a great communicator. And some of these you heard come out. A great communicator creates connection. You feel connected with the person, even if the person is correcting you, that correction is coming after a connection has been created. So a person who's able to communicate with children or with their peers or with parents is able to make you feel like they're actually interested in you and listening to what you need. Okay, the next thing is they build trust. I think you heard that come out in a couple of the comments. It was like they wait to get all the data. They wait to get all the detail before they speak. So when you build trust with someone, when you're able to share and talk to them about even things that may not be pleasant, but if they have a trust level with you, they're willing to hear that from you when they may not be willing to hear it from someone else. Another characteristic of great communicators, they demonstrate that they value what you have to say. So a good communicator, communication is a two-way street, right? It's not just a one-way street. So it's not just you talking all the time and the other person not being able to share. So when you demonstrate that you value what they have to say, they're going to be much more interested in hearing what you have to say. Another benefit, provides a framework for feedback. You know, if you're not able to hear what the other person says, everyone's allowed to have an opinion. Everyone's allowed to have a reaction to whatever it is that you're saying to them or to whatever it is you're sharing with them. And your communication, any type of method that you use needs to go two ways, right? It just can't be you talking and them not ever being able to reply or ever be able to ask for clarification or to give you feedback as well, so that it goes both ways. And good communication supports the needs of all stakeholders who are involved. Okay, so it's not just what your needs are, but it's also what the needs of the parent are. What do they need to hear? What are the needs of the child? How are you able to meet their need and to make sure that their needs are getting met? So if we're not willing to do that, and we're not willing to grow as communicators, you know, you got to be able to listen to some hard truths sometimes, and they may not always be what you want to hear. All right, that quote there from Maya Angelou, she says, people don't always remember what you say or even what you do, but they always remember how you make them feel. And communication is about how you are making people feel when they're in your presence, when they're around you. When your name comes up, what do they think about? So I want to launch our second poll now. And I want to have you guys weigh in on this particular question. Which of the following most affects your ability to communicate with parents? Would you say that it's your personality? I'm just too shy, I'm too reserved, or it's that I'm outgoing. So I want to, when I'm outgoing, that makes me want to talk with them. Is it my mood that most affects my ability to communicate with parents? I'm too busy, I'm too stressed, I'm too worried. Is it my ability? I don't have time to talk to them, or I have no connection with them, or I'm not able to communicate with them? Or is it the method of communication? I don't like face-to-face talking, or I prefer the phone, or I prefer email. They never answer my text. So we'll let a few more people weigh in before we close now.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ending the poll and sharing the results.
All right, so the majority here said it's my ability. I don't have the time, I don't have the access to the parents or to talk with them. I have no connection with them, or ability to be able to communicate with them. Then there was a tie for the next two. It was my mood and my personality. That's good. That's why we started with happy, right? Because we're in charge of our mood. We get to decide how our mood affects the rest of our day. And when we say that nothing can bring me down, that's not always true if we're not really intentional about our mood and about what we are doing and what we are willing to be vulnerable to, or to allow ourselves to do. Let me ask this question. I was going to do this in a breakout group, but it's the technology is challenging us today. So I will just ask for a couple of volunteers again. And I want to know, when is the last time, well, maybe not the last time. Tell us of a time where you remember having a good cry. And what was it about? I'm gonna stop sharing again so I can see you guys. Last time you had a good cry, and what was it about?
Hi, my name is Patricia Russell.
Hi, Patricia.
Hi, the last time I really had a good cry, it wasn't pleasant. I don't want to really elaborate it on it too much, but it was sad.
Okay.
And it was almost a year ago.
Almost a year ago.
Yes, it's personal and family.
Okay.
And just a really, I think I cried for almost 2 hours.
Mm.
My granddaughter was here. My daughter was here at the time when I
Okay.
received the information.
Okay. Okay.
So,
So there were people with you, but
yes.
2 hours. Okay.
Yeah, and it was a good one.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else willing to share? Thank you, Miss Kathy.
Hello.
You're on mute. So, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Keisha, while Kathy's figuring out how to unmute.
The last time I had a good cry was about November when at my grandfather's funeral.
Okay.
That was a good cry.
Can you tell us more about those tears?
Most of them were from missing him, and then just because I was crying, everything else that was happening in my life kind of just mixed in with those tears. So it was a good cry.
Okay. Who else? Okay, go ahead, Miss Kathy. You're unmuted now.
Yeah. Pastor, you hear me?
I can hear you now. Go ahead. I don't hear any. I just hear you. Are
I'm
you
gonna
still
read
speaking?
the chat box while she tries to get it working.
Okay. Okay.
People said a year ago after a fight with my husband. Somebody said they don't remember when they've had a good cry. How do you find good cry? Does that mean you feel better afterwards? The death of a close friend. Somebody else asked, how do you define a good cry? Last week, over stress of not feeling good enough for my job, just a tone of crying over my new position. Somebody else says it's been many, many, many years since I've had a good cry. And then again, a few weeks ago, the death of a close family friend. Someone said they need to have one now, and I think it would just be a reset for me so I can start fresh again.
Awesome.
So thank you for sharing in the chat box.
Yes, thank you all. So I love the analytical people. What is your definition of a good cry? What is your definition of a good cry? I just want to know, what is it good because it was cathartic and it released something for you? Is it good because you didn't hold it back? So a bad cry is one that wants to come out and you don't want to let it come out. So I tell people, when you're grieving, you have to let grief comes to you like waves. So if you're in the ocean, you don't fight the wave. You go with the wave, and then it'll bring you back safely to the shore. If you fight the wave, it's going to crash and you're going to crash and burn. So the reason I bring this up is because good communication is being able to read the room. It's being able to know, there are some times that our parents have just had a good cry. And then we come and talk to them about something that's unimportant. They didn't bring back a sheet or a ditto or whatever. And you notice them looking down, but you don't say, oh, was everything okay? So if we're real, we have to keep it real with them as well. They're doing life just like we're doing life. They're having things that are happening to them. And so when you can connect with someone and you can tell when it's off, even if you say, is everything okay? And they say yes. A good communicator will actually read the body language, not just the words. So when someone says no, says yes, that they are okay, you can say, no, you're really not okay. Do you want to talk about it?
And you can also look at their eyes.
Yes.
Eyes tells a lot.
Eyes tell a lot. And we've gotten to see a lot of eyes lately when we've all been wearing these
Yes.
masks, right?
Yes.
So you don't see the bottom half of somebody, but you can tell by their eyes whether they're smiling or whether they're crying, can't you?
Yes.
So, all right, let me go back to anybody else willing to share now. That's really why I want you guys to go out into break rooms, because sometimes people aren't willing to share in a large group, and it's not as intimate as it would be if we were in the at the convention center in the ballroom right now. I would have all of y'all talking, because I would just walk up to your table and smile and communicate in a way that would put you at ease and would allow you to say, this is a safe space, let's talk about it. But one of the things that we want to do today, if you really want to learn how to communicate, guys, you have to talk. You can't just listen all the time. And if I'm doing all the talking and you guys are just sitting back, you're not taking full advantage of developing yourself professionally. And this is about professional development. This is about, okay, I said I'm not a good communicator. What do I need to do? One of the first things you need to do is take a risk. You need to be able to answer some of these questions. With anybody willing to share what they shared in their small group on, if you got $500 tomorrow, what you would spend it on? A lot of how we spend our money reveals a lot about us and about our heart. It reveals about our where we're headed in life. Okay, I see. I don't want to keep calling on people that I know. I don't know why those are the only people that keep showing up. I know you, Miss Dorothy. I know you, Rachel. Come on.
Raised her hand.
Yeah, I know her though. I can't call on her.
All right, I'll call on some people. I see Selena and Olivia in the same room together. I'll call on them.
Thank you, Selena. And
that is funny because Selena told me, why don't you share with them? And I said, no, I'm not going to share. We'll go into breakout rooms and then I'll share. But my last cry, really last cry, hard cry, was 4 years ago. My son was in graduate school, and the last semester, he told me he was dropping out. And my husband and I had used our life savings to get him through grad school. So I think him seeing me break down and cry, he finished for me. But that had hard tears to me.
Yeah.
Tell them about your $500.
Oh, I already shared with my breakout session about my $500.
No, but he asked again.
Oh, did you ask again? I'm sorry.
I did.
Well, I said to the girls here that every day I always pass at least 4 or 5 homeless people out in the street. And I would divide the money up among them. Give them a little something here and there, but I don't give them big portions like that. So I would just divide it among them.
Okay.
And I just said I would go grocery shopping because I got 5 kids on the weekend, so grocery shopping is where it's at.
$500 a girl, you need to get a membership to Costco or somewhere.
I got that. I got Costco and Sam's.
Yeah. But you're gonna have to have a whole warehouse. You spend $500 at Costco, you're gonna have a lot of food. Okay.
Deep freezers and everything. Good.
Who
I'm
else
gonna
wants
put it in
to
the
share?
chat box.
Thank you, Marlon.
It says I would put money on my Disney trip.
Oh,
I would
Disney.
put it in my savings account. If it wasn't spent on personal needs like grocery shopping, I would use it on my staff. And then somebody said, take my grandbabies on a trip.
Right. Good. So those of you who said communicating is hard for you, sometimes communication is hard because we don't take that first step, because we aren't willing to let the wall down a little bit and be a little bit vulnerable. When you're talking to your parents, you can't only be talking about their kids. You can't only be talking about your interaction with them, because they're a whole person. And the more you are able to build relationship with them, the more they are going to be willing to share about your life. The more they'll be willing to say, I'm frustrated. I don't know how to handle this child, or I'm overwhelmed, or my mom is sick, or, I'm getting divorced, or I just lost my job. They will also share joys in their life with you. I just graduated, or I just got a promotion, or I just found out I don't have cancer. So there's times that the parents really want to connect with us as more than just teachers, as more than just caregivers for their children. And you gotta remember to do that. So one of the benefits of being able to share is you have to imagine what's going on in the parent's day, what's happening in their life. If you want to get started being a great communicator with parents, then imagine what's in their day. Put yourself in their shoes. What is it that may have happened to them over those last 8 hours, or even over the last week? When you don't see a parent for a few days, find out what's going on in their life. Somebody asked, how do I communicate with a parent that I only see infrequently, or that I only see, once or twice a month? Well, the thing is, you don't only communicate with them when you see them, but you should also be communicating and reaching out to them when you don't see them, right? So if the only time that you are talking to parents is when you need something from them, imagine how that's not always a good conversation for them. Another thing that you can do to get started on increasing your ability to communicate with your parents is to engage them. When you are talking with somebody, you want to be fully engaged. I remember when my daughter was young, and when she would want to talk to me, she would take my face and she would turn it like that, and she would look straight into my eyes. And it's like, I want your full attention. And so that sometimes parents want to take us and turn our face like that and say, you're not really hearing me. You're not really listening to me. And so we have to be engaged with them, whatever it is they're sharing. Even if you think, oh my God, I've heard this 4 times already. When are you going to leave him already? But you can't say that out loud. You have to be willing to allow them to vent, to do whatever they need to do. All right. Another thing that we can do is you need to share success stories with parents 2 to 1, like with the ratio. Tell me 2 good things before you tell me 1 bad thing about my child. And you're like, well, I can't think of 2. Well, then I'm gonna tell you like my mama told me, if you can't say something good, then don't say nothing at all. You should be able to come up with at least 2 good things so that you can sandwich it. You give them something good, and then you slide something else in there, and then you end with something good, so that they're able to receive what it is you're trying to share with them. Because it's not that you don't share bad information, but it's the way that you share it that is going to make you a good or a bad communicator. The other thing that will help you in communicating with your parents, strive for routine contact. When I say strive for routine contact, what I'm saying is you should be talking to them on a routine basis, not just when you need something for them or when there's a concern or a situation with their child. So if I'm regularly communicating with you and we're talking to each other all the time, then it's not going to be out of the ordinary if I have to pick up the phone and call you. They're not going to start. Have you ever heard of the Pavlovian response? Pavlov's dogs, they would, every time they fed them, they would ring a bell. And when they rang the bell and put the food in front of them, they would start salivating to start the digestive process, because they knew they were going to get this food, start digesting it. And so they got to the point where they would just ring a bell but not give them food. And as soon as they rang the bell, they would start salivating. So what happens when you're only ringing a parent's bell when you're calling with bad news, they're already starting to salivate because they're just like, I already know what this call is about. Oh my God. So then they don't want to pick up. They don't want to return your call. They want to avoid you. So call them sometime with good news. And again, you should be, every bad thing that you're saying, you should be saying at least 2 good things about that child. That quote from, let me go back to my slideshow. That quote from Teddy Roosevelt. Got to catch up. Okay, let me stop and start it over again. Stop. Share screen. Share. There we go. Nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care. Make sure as you strive for routine contact and as you remember that it's not about you. When you're communicating, you can't just be worried about what your needs are. You got to make sure the needs of every stakeholder involved is getting met. Okay. This is the point where we are supposed to go to breakout groups again, but I think we're going to do it as a large breakout. And I'm going to give some scenarios. And what I would like is I need at least 2 volunteers who are willing to do some role playing. Because what I want you to do is, you don't learn how to communicate without communicating. So I need 2 volunteers who are willing to play out this scenario.
Palmer, this is Terry. I can do it.
Oh, awesome. Your audio's working down. All right, finally.
No, I had to go through the phone. So
Oh,
I got
okay.
the computer on
Okay.
and my phone to talk.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I need one other person, Terry, and who else? Okay, I'm just gonna randomly pick somebody from the participants list. Or Marlo, you can.
It looks like AJ in the chat said he would do it.
AJ. Okay, AJ and Terry. Is AJ a man? Did you say he?
No, I'm a female.
Oh, okay. All right. Scenario number 1. Let's have Terry play the mother and let's have AJ play the teacher. Mother is frustrated and brings her child to school in her house shoes. The mother has the tennis shoes in her hand and she says she won't put them on.
Okay, so you want me to act it out?
Yeah, Terry, you just say to AJ, you're bringing your child's in house shoes, tennis shoes are in your hand, you're frustrated, and you tell her she won't put these on.
Okay. Oh my God, Miss AJ. Oh, this little girl will not put her shoes on. I am late for work. I woke up late. My hair ain't done. I don't have gas. Oh my God.
Oh, well, it's okay. Don't worry. If you want to, you can just hand me her shoes and I can try to put them on her. this morning when you drop her off.
Oh my God, Miss CJ, I don't know what I would do, but if you could just take her. I'm having a bad day already. Oh my God.
Well, let me know if there's anything that I can do to help you today. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find you. Let me know if there's anything that I can do to help assist you.
You're not gonna see
All
Terry's
right,
face
I'm
because she's
out.
on the
Bye.
phone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, so we wanna offer constructive feedback, okay? Because this is a class about learning how to talk to parents. So what went well with AJ and Terry's interaction?
I can see one thing that I think that AJ did that was great is that she didn't get all routed up with Terry.
Okay.
Her energy didn't transfer. She still remained calm and listened to what Terry had to say instead of blowing up with Terry.
Okay. Her energy remained calm. She listened to what she had to say. I saw somebody put something in the chat room.
And they both used a nice tone of voice when they was talking to each other.
Okay, nice tone of voice. Okay, so we're sharing things that went well right now, and then we're going to share possible ways to improve that communication. So let's share some ideas on how what would have made that a better communication.
I think
Teacher
the
Range.
mother need to find out why the child does not want to put her shoes on.
Okay. All right. Why might the child not want to put the shoes on? Any ideas?
Maybe the shoes might be too small.
The shoes are too small. They hurt my feet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's not
Kids,
the shoes she wanted to wear.
they're not the shoes she wanted to wear.
Yeah.
Or she just wanted to wear her slippers.
Okay.
She didn't care that, she didn't care that she came in and whatever. She just wanted to see the child, and that's kind of the tone she was giving off in her voice. She was just comforting the mom and saying it's okay, it happens.
Okay. All right. So she was not judgmental. One thing that would that could benefit the communication is to acknowledge the mom's frustration. If AJ would say, I can see that you're really frustrated. Because just sometimes just hearing somebody acknowledge what they've heard you say builds relationship, right? Because when you say it's okay, what is it that's okay? It's okay that she doesn't have regular shoes on. It's okay that she's made you late. It's okay that you're frustrated. So we have to, when you're communicating, you have to be clear in what you're saying. It is okay or it's not okay. Or anything else that could have improved.
Sometimes when the kids and mom drop them off from drop them off, they'll listen more to the teacher than they will to the parent.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's more than often when they come into my center. So I can kind of direct them, or I can kind of convince them to put their shoes on, or give their mom their candy before they come through the building, just little things like that. So that's all.
Yes. Yes. So remember, there's 3 people in this scenario, right? So we also have not addressed the child. I didn't hear AJ speak to the child at all. Oh, are you frustrated also? Are you having a bad day? Because when you acknowledge that and mom is right there to hear it, that also assists. Somebody else was going to say something. I'm sorry.
Palmer, I was about to say, with the mom, you could have also assured her that, I don't know the age of the child. I was thinking more like just to make her feel comfortable that, you know, at this age, they're being themselves, you know, just comforting her, letting her know that this is also a developmental time or a teachable moment for mom to understand that, you know, is go through this, it's okay, like you said. So, you know, just helping that mom understand that she's not in it by herself.
Okay.
So
awesome. All right, if I could get 2 more volunteers, please. I want to do another scenario. Are there any men on the call? Do I have anybody that's willing to volunteer? Or do I have to volunteer again? Sequoia,
if you need me
I
again,
love
I'll
that
do it.
smile. Are you willing to share with us? I see your smile, but you still muted. Yes, that's a yes.
Yes.
Okay, and I'm gonna pick somebody else. Everybody's picture is not on. Lauren.
Salome.
Lauren.
I see Eartha.
Oh, Eartha, you're willing to? Okay. Okay, it's the easy part. Okay, Sequoia, you are gonna play a father. Father brings child to school and says nothing. And Miss Eartha is gonna play the teacher. Okay, you have to unmute yourself.
Okay.
And Miss Eartha, unmute yourself.
I'm unmuted.
Okay.
Pros of making things streamlined, efficient, and convenient.
Okay, go.
Anymore, because WellCare offers great benefits like free grocery, meal, and prescription delivery.
I'm getting the advertisement from something. Is that you, Sequoia?
No, it's not me.
Oh, I don't know where that's coming from.
I don't know
Okay.
either.
Okay, go ahead. Let's begin. You just walk up, Sequoia, and drop your child off. You can mean mug or do whatever you want. You can smile.
Good morning. How you doing?
No, you don't say anything. The father says nothing. Okay, Miss Eartha.
Okay. Well, good morning. How are you doing today, little Bobby? And Dad, how are you?
I'm okay.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that. You usually come up and you're more talkative this morning. I know what the problem is. You haven't had your coffee, have you? It stays like that sometimes. But you know what? I have a feeling, and I'm sure Bobby agrees with me, you're going to have the type of day that we're going to have, which is awesome. So we're going to go get our day going, and you get your day going, and we can't wait to see you at the end of the day. Bye. Come on, Bobby, let's go in and have fun. We got to make a picture for Daddy.
All right. Thank you. Let's give some feedback. Okay, what went well with that interaction? It was upbeat. Okay, I see that in the chat. What else?
I like the way she acknowledged Dad, even though he didn't say anything.
Okay. Even though he didn't initiate the conversation and didn't speak, she spoke to him. What else went well?
Somebody said humor can be a good icebreaker.
Yeah, humor is always a good icebreaker.
I like the way she comforts the son.
Okay, she
It was
talked
like,
to
come on,
both.
go in and make a picture.
Yeah, she talked to both Bobby and to Daddy.
She stayed positive.
She stayed positive. Okay, ways to improve that communication.
Somebody added too that she showed respect and she didn't let the dad's mood affect her.
Okay, did not let Dad's mood affect her.
It seemed to be a genuine
Hold on,
happiness.
hold on.
Okay.
I am genuinely happy.
Now,
I think that she didn't give.
Go ahead.
She didn't give him a chance to talk.
Oh,
She didn't give him a chance to say.
Okay, she didn't give him a chance to respond. Oh, Dad, how are you? And you know, sometimes we're not comfortable with silence. Sometimes that pregnant pause needs to really be a full 9 months, right? Because it takes a while. And sometimes if we allow the more time, we might get a conversation. Has anyone experienced this scenario before where you have a parent that doesn't speak to you? Okay.
I haven't really had a time where a parent hasn't spoken, but I've had a time when a parent has been more talkative than other times.
Okay. And could you tell what was going on, or what the breakthrough was, or what the difference was?
No, generally I would just say like, are you okay today? You seem kind of quiet. And sometimes that can lead into a whole, outburst of either emotions or a whole conversation about what is different for that day. Like it could just be, oh, I wanted to get more done yesterday, and again, I got a lot on my mind. Or it can be,
Right.
I'm really upset. I got a phone call right before I got here. My mother is sick.
Okay. Great. So sometimes there can be a reason for, sometimes we think, well, there's no reason, or they're just unaware. But if we actually ask or wait, we can get that information. Someone said maybe ask Dad if he has a few minutes to speak while Bobby is getting settled, or getting his things, hands washed and things put in his cubby. So again, if we strive for routine, if we're talking all the time, and if we don't change our routine, and so we're willing to treat everyone the same. We had a scenario once where the mom and dad weren't speaking to each other, but we aren't mad at either one of them, right? So we have to talk to both, and she was just concerned. Well, she was upset a holiday function that we were having, it wasn't going to be her time with the child, but she wanted him to come to the center, and she didn't think Dad was going to bring him. Well, not only did Dad bring him, he took pictures, he stayed the whole time, and she asked us, well, how did you get him to come? And we said, we asked him. We just asked him, like we asked you, and we gave him the same flyer that we gave you. So not treating them differently, and just because of custody issues or anything, that makes a big difference. Okay, a few more ideas of ways to stay connected with parents. Ask parents for their input. What do they think will work? Let parents make some of the decisions. You can say something like, if a child is having trouble, you can ask a question. Do you find that that Ella has trouble transitioning from one activity to the next when you're at home? When she's doing this, and you ask her to transition and go do that. Listen to the parents. Oh yeah, she does that all the time. What do you think we could do to help change that? And then you can offer some suggestions, but then allow the parents to pick. We could try prompting her, giving her 5 or 10 minute warnings. We could give her some visual clues saying, we're doing this now, and we're going to begin doing this next. Or we can touch her on the shoulder and say, in 5 minutes, it's going to be time to take your bath, and then we're going to read a book, and then you're going to go to bed. So when you give them the prompts and you teach the parents the same thing, and then ask them, is that something you think we could try at home so that we're on the same page? So letting parents have some input on key decisions that you're making for the children. And then always try to find and share positives. So once you see that changed behavior, make sure you're tying that loop back in with the parent and saying, you know, today, Ella did a great job when we told her that we were moving from the art station to go out for recess. And you should ask her about the piece of artwork that she did. She has it in her bag with her, and let her tell you all about it. So you try to tie in what you're doing at school with the problems that they're having at home, and it will help with the transitions. Okay, a few more things I want to get to is methods of communication. And if you would launch that final poll for us, Marlon.
Sure.
What do you think is the #1 preferred method of communication with the majority of your parents? Email, face-to-face, phone call, note, text, or something else? This is asking how do you think they want to be communicated to? Not necessarily how you are currently communicating to them, but how is it that they want to be communicated to? Okay, it looks like about 49 have responded, so you can.
All right, 5, 4,
Close that.
3, 2, 1, ending poll and sharing.
All right, so about half of you feel like your parents want some face-to-face time. So they want to actually be able to talk to you. And you know, we're not teaching face-to-face communication that much anymore, right? A lot of people text a lot, and that's the second one. 33% of you said, my parents just prefer to be text. And then phone call looks like it's coming in third. And then finally, email down at the bottom. So when we say, can we talk, it's not just necessarily talking face to face, but if that's the preferred method, then you have got to work things into your day that create opportunities for that preferred method. So your ability to even be able to share for 2 or 3 minutes, you know, I don't know how your work day is structured or how the parents do their pickup and drop off. But if it's a certain person that, you know, if they're not back in your center yet and one person is going out, maybe you need to have switched places with them and say, oh, I need to go out because I haven't seen this parent this week, or I just need to touch base with them, or I just need to say hi. They just need to see my face. So you're going to have to, if you know that that's their preferred method of communication and you're not doing that, then you're not meeting their need. You're not filling in and giving them exactly what you promised to give them. So what are some other methods of, let me share screen again. That's one we talked about, Ella and sharing her artwork. Okay, who knows what this is a picture of? Somebody shout it out.
It's a telegraph machine.
Okay, and what is a telegraph machine used for?
Well, back in the
Morse
day, it was
code.
used for, yeah, communication. Communication, sending messages.
Say that again.
Communication and sending someone a message.
Okay. And how long have these been out of use?
Many, many years.
A long time.
Many. A long time ago, right?
Yeah.
So what that tells you is communication methods change. And if we aren't willing to change with those communication methods, we're missing a big opportunity of learning how to talk with our parents. What are some methods that parents, other methods than the ones that were in the poll, that you can use to communicate with your parents?
Texting, Facebook.
Okay.
Instagram.
Texting, Facebook, Instagram.
Newsletters.
Newsletter. How many people believe parents read newsletters?
I know mine don't. I
Ours
told them to
don't.
stop bringing outside food, and they still bring it.
I don't know what it is with that newsletter. We're gonna have to figure out a way to hide a treasure in the newsletter or something, because they do not read newsletters. You can hand it to them saying, tomorrow wear red, and they'll say, what should they wear tomorrow? They will call you. Okay, what other methods? Face-to-face?
Someone had class.
Somebody say more. Are you talking about the old? That was the old.
That was the other question. And that was me, and I
That
misspelled.
was from,
My fingers didn't type right.
okay, that's from the old question. Okay.
Dojo was put in there. Did you see class?
Okay, Class Dojo. Who typed that? Could you explain or say what that is?
So it's a system where parents can be in communication, but it's also a good way for like students to earn points. So you can use it as like a point system for the older kids. So if it's kind of like the marble jar, except online, and it kind of just keeps track more in depth. And then as they get more points, they get the bigger their, I guess it's like an emoji, I think, and it just gets
Okay.
bigger and grows.
Okay. So it's kind of an app, an application that you use. Okay. Social media platforms. I see somebody typed in it. Now, a lot of people are not comfortable with all these things, right? So how do you increase your comfort level if you're going to become a good communicator? If you decide that you want to speak with a parent in a way that they're comfortable with, what does it mean for you? What does it mean you're going to have to do?
Look,
You gotta set an appointment that's convenient for you and the parent.
I'm gonna
Y'all
text
can
help.
sit down one-on-one.
Help.
I know, right?
Help.
And any other issues that the parents might be having.
Okay.
Hey, wait a
So
minute. What happened to
somebody
somebody
needs to
left?
mute themselves.
Where'd she go?
Okay. Who else? What are some other things that you're going to have to do? That means that you would have
There he
to.
is.
You would have to learn some of those new methods and methodologies, right? Along with the old. Sometimes you have to supplement. Nothing's going to beat face-to-face communication, right? But there are times where you need to get a message out. You need to get, the old-fashioned letter writing. Parents would love to get a note, I spotted your child doing this today, and have it be positive as opposed to something negative, right? We do incident reports all the time, but imagine handing them a piece of paper that said, he helped another child today, or I saw him making a good choice. So it's important for us to also communicate positive things in ways that they want to receive it. You
We
send
give
a
out
ticket.
certificates.
Okay,
We give the
certificate.
kids certificates on like
Okay.
he was did a helping hand a day or something like that. Because that
Okay.
grabs their attention too.
It does.
the
And most
parents.
of those things they take pictures of and then they post it on their social media, right? So it gets shared more than once. It ends up not being just one note. So, okay, I wanted to leave space, and like I said, we didn't get to do our breakout groups today, but you guys were so over that. So I was like, okay. But does anyone have a positive win in the area of communication that you would like to share?